Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello learners, welcome to your math lesson. We have learned about introduction to integers. We learned about addition of integers. Now in this lesson, we will learn how to do subtraction of integers. Okay? We will learn the method of using number line to do the same, and even we are going to learn how to subtract integers without using the number lines. Let us start from here. It says if we subtract an integer from another integer, we simply add the additive inverse of that particular integer. Let us see what we understand by this. I hope you remember what additive inverse is. Additive inverse of a number is the number itself with an opposite sign. Say, what is the additive inverse of 5? It is minus 5. What is the additive inverse of minus 8? It is 8, etc. So additive inverse is the number itself with a negative sign or the positive sign, just the opposite one that is given to us. Okay? Now, it says that when we are subtracting a particular integer from another integer, then we simply add the additive inverse of that particular integer. See here, example, here it says that minus 3 and minus 2, and here it says the subtraction sign. So we are going to take away minus 2 from minus 3. What we do? We find what is the additive inverse of minus 2. It is plus 2, and we simply add the additive inverse of it to minus 3. So minus 3 and plus 2, we know it is minus 1. Let's understand this better. If it is minus 3, we are subtracting plus 2. Now what is the additive inverse of 2? Plus 2, it is minus 2. So minus 3 and minus 2, the answer will be minus 5. Let us understand this better with the help of a number line now. Here we are going to subtract two positive integers using the number line. Say subtracting, let's say we are subtracting 2 from 5. Okay, we are subtracting 2 from 5. It means we have to write it as 5 minus 2. Okay, here both the integers we are given are positive integers. Okay, make sure that you put the numbers in brackets so that it's more clear which operation you are doing in between the two numbers. So it says to subtract 2 from 5. First, what do? We move 5 steps to the right from 0. So from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we reach here at this particular point, which is 5. Then we need to move 2 steps back to the left. So moving 1 and 2 steps, where do we land? We land on 3. It's simple to move the numbers on a number line clearly. Let's see this one here. When both the numbers are negative integers. Okay. We need to subtract minus 12 from minus 8. Let's see how we write this. Minus 12 from minus 8. So whichever number we need to subtract from, we write it at first. So minus 8, take away minus 12. How we are going to do this is, firstly, let's start from 0. So this is 0 here. From 0, we will take first 8 steps to the left because it's minus 8. So moving 8 steps, here we will reach at minus 8, right? Then it says we have minus of minus 12. Listen to this carefully. Move 12 to the right, the same as moving minus 12 to the left. If we have minus of minus 12, what do? We move, instead, even though you see here, it says minus 12. If you were supposed to add them to, instead of say minus, you had minus 8 plus minus 12. Then if you were at minus 8, what you would do? You would simply move to the left direction. But here, because what we are having minus of minus 12. So because here, if we were supposed, because of this plus sign, we were moving to the left. Now we'll do the opposite. We'll move to the right side. So we move these 12 steps to the right, and where we land? We land on 4. So we do just the opposite in the case of subtraction. So let's see this one. Subtraction of a negative number and a positive number. Say we have to subtract 3 from minus 4. So how do we write? Minus 4 minus 3. So we are supposed to start from 4, right? So we'll reach at minus 4 here. And because it says minus 3, that is minus of plus 3. What do? Because it's a minus sign, we need to move to the left. Okay. And plus sign doesn't put any interruption in our movement. So we'll simply move to the left. Okay. Now listen to this carefully. I know it's a little tricky, but listen to this carefully. Minus sign shows that you move to the left in your number line. Okay. Plus sign shows that you are supposed to move right side in your number line. Okay. You were having a plus sign, then you saw a minus sign. This means as you saw the plus sign, you thought that you are going to move in the right direction. But you see, oh, it's a minus sign now. So you start moving to the left direction. Okay. So you are having a minus and a plus sign together. You started thinking that because it's a minus sign, you were supposed to move to the left. Okay. Because it's a minus, you start moving to the left. And then you saw it's a plus sign. Plus sign does not bring any interruption in your movement. Okay. If you were moving to the left, keep on moving to the left. Positive sign is very positive. It's never going to interrupt in your movement. So if you start from left, make sure you keep on moving on the left, no matter if you see a positive sign in your path. Now, if you were moving in the left direction and then you see another negative sign. Now, two negative signs are sitting together. Very important, listen to this. You started moving because of this negative sign, the first one. You started moving to the left direction. But then you saw another negative sign sitting. You just go do opposite to your direction. So when you see a negative sign, you started moving left. You see another negative sign, you start moving to the right direction. I hope this is very clear. Negative sign brings negativity in your movement. So you do just opposite of what you were doing. Okay. I hope this makes some sense now. So again, let's discuss what we have just done here. Okay. Let's see what we did. Here it was subtract 3 from minus 4. So from minus 4, we are going to subtract plus 3. So what signs are sitting here? A minus and a plus sign are sitting. Starting from minus 4, that is from here, we started to move from minus 4. It says minus sign. So which direction? To the left. Then we see a plus sign. Is it going to bring any interruption? No. We are going to move to the left. How many steps? 3 steps. So 1, 2, 3 and we are good at minus 7. I hope this makes more sense now. Let's discuss one here. It says to subtract a negative integer from another integer. So it's subtract minus 3 from 4. From 4 means 4 will sit at first. Then it says minus of minus 3. Okay. So remember, started from left, then you saw another negative sign, do the opposite of it. You will move to the right. Okay. Now, starting from 4. So here we have 4 on the number line. Okay. Now, this is 4. If you were supposed to move, you saw this first sign that is negative. You thought in your head that you were supposed to move to the left direction, right? But you saw another negative sign sitting. What will you do? Move to the opposite direction, that is to the right side. So 1, 2, 3 steps to the right and the answer is a 7. I hope this is clear. We are going to practice some question. It says subtract minus 4 from minus 10. First of all, make sure that whenever you are writing these numbers mathematically, the number from which you need to subtract, that comes first. So it is minus 10 minus of minus 4. Is that right? So minus 10 minus of minus 4. So because here we are just solving here without the number line. So when we see minus of minus 4, minus of minus changes to a plus sign. Okay. If you see plus and minus sign together, it changes to a negative sign. If you see minus and plus together, it changes to a minus sign. If you see plus and plus sign together, it changes to a plus sign. No change. So plus and plus gives plus, minus and plus gives minus, plus and minus gives minus, and minus gives plus. So here we have a minus and a minus sign. We'll change it to a plus sign. Okay, so this becomes minus 10 plus 4. The answer is minus 6. I hope you remember, if it's minus 10 plus 4, one is a negative integer, the other one is a positive integer. So we are adding a negative and a positive integer. We simply find their difference and we put the sign of the bigger number, that is minus. I hope this is clear. Now it says subtract plus 3 from minus 3. First of all, remember how we were supposed to write. It is minus 3 from, because it was from minus 3, so minus 3 comes at first. Then we need to subtract, comes a negative sign, and we need to subtract plus 3. Okay, what two signs do you see here? It's a minus and a plus sign, right? So minus and plus, it will turn into a negative sign. So minus 3, minus 3. The answer is minus 6. I hope this is clear.